You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Forever Dog.
Ooh. Come on. Oh yeah. Ow. Ay, wait. Very nice. She's so Oh, honey. But why is she so very that? Aww. Hi everyone, I'm Delta.
And I'm Raja, and welcome to a new episode of Very That. Yes, Very That.
This is a podcast where we ruminate, we luxuriate, we are legendary, we are legendary. We talk about whatever's on our mind and things that happened a long time ago when we were just wee children in LA.
I love the word ruminate.
I do too.
Ruminate. Yes.
I do too.
If I ever start a interior design firm, I'm going to call it Ruminate.
Will you give RuPaul a portion of your proceeds?
RuPaulminate.
Mm-hmm. Everything is, related to that. Everything is,
right.
Right.
So
yeah.
All at Ru. Yeah.
But here we are. We are. Well, I would think by now we would be at the end of this pandemic. Not that we all knew how long it was going to last, but you would think after all these months of people saying like, look, now we have colors and now you're in the red zone and the purple zone and the yellow zone and all you have to do is be good and you can get your nails done and all you have to do is be good and we'll open up Disneyland. And then everyone was like, cool. And then now we're up Schitt's Creek again. And not the TV show, like literally a creek of shit.
Yeah, remember when the president was like, yeah, we're going to be fine by Easter.
Oh, completely.
Okay, Easter.
Oh, my
it's
God.
It's like fucking, today is November 2nd. This episode is airing on November 2nd, which is, 2 months away from the year ending.
Well, and do you remember, too, when people were like, girl, this is not going to affect Halloween whatsoever. We are saving Halloween. Bitch, we knew then there was no saving Halloween. That's not possible.
But, it's just a matter of adjusting to everything. And I think we did kind of save Halloween in a bit, in a way, because it's just there's no way of avoiding Halloween. There's just no way of avoiding Halloween. Halloween must happen. Halloween will not happen did not happen in the same way this year. But you know what? I still love it. It's still PSL season right now. It's gonna be that until when did you say? After there was a certain day that you said after Christmas. Three Kings Day. 3 Kings Day. When is that?
Well, listen, 3 Kings, is that the 13th, maybe? The 13th of January?
Of January?
I think so, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Halloween... I feel like, I'm not going to be able to dress up like a sexy nun and go win $100 at a bar contest. So because of that, Halloween is a little bit over. So I might spend Halloween putting up the Christmas tree because you know how much I love Halloween, but I really love Christmas. For me, Christmas, the second Halloween's over, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
It is Christmas. I respect everyone for celebrating differently. When I say I celebrate Christmas, I just mean the season of giving and the idea. I like the smells and the foods and the spirit of all of that. And I think since we're all, kind of sticking around home, what more reason not to sort of explore more cooking and more last year we actually, my family makes tamales every year for Christmas time and I love them to death.
But you never give me none.
Because I eat them all.
Because you eat them all. That's what it is.
But last year we decided to do like specialty, the ingredients that nobody else would try in our family. So we did like some that had like calabasitas in them, and we did ones with hamburger, and we took
I
them
like hamburger,
right? And people were like, "Oh, sick! Like we just want red or green. Like why are you doing all that?" But it was fun. Whatever. It's just in fun, you know?
There used to be this farmer's market that I went to in Hollywood. God, where was it? Like Cahuenga. Like I'm not even sure if it's still there, but this was like at the beginning of like gentrification and like people mixing cultures, if you will. And there was a stand that used to make gourmet, quote unquote, gourmet tamales. And it had like goat cheese and currant in it.
Yes.
I'm okay with that. Like anything
I'm
surrounded, I think I'm salivating now thinking about it. Like anything that's surrounded by that masa and like steamed, and then eventually I'm just gonna throw a bunch of red fucking sauce anyway.
Yes.
Speaking of like favorite foods, there's literally a liquor store that I walk to every day. I couldn't tell you. I've been living here in Koreatown for now almost 4 years. I couldn't tell you the guys' names that work in there, but every day I go in there and I get myself a bottle of wine, a pack of American spirits, and today I got myself some Takis.
Okay.
Oh, I got not just one kind, because there's the original Takis, which now come in dynamite chile limon. But I got these blue ones, and the reason why, like, okay, first of all, I love Takis because, for people who are listening to us that don't live in Southern California or don't know what a fucking Taki is, it is essentially a corn-based crisp or chip, and it's rolled, and so that you can wear them as fingernails and eat them off each finger if you wanted to.
Right.
But my obsession with Takis of recent is because I am obsessed with ASMR.
Right, I know you are.
And there's this girl named ASMR Fam. She's an Asian girl that I follow on Instagram, but she must live here in Southern California because some of the gigs that she throws in her mouth and makes noises to is very particular. And one in particular that I was watching last night, I've seen her do it before, is she takes a full of the fat jalapenos, and then you empty it out. And then you throw some cream cheese. You like push the cream cheese all up in it, and then a full-on taki right in there. It's ready. You impregnate it with cream cheese taki, and then you stick it in your mouth, and then you get the jalapeno, the crunch from the taki, and the crunch from the jalapeno, and the creaminess, and I'm ready to do it. So I got 2 bags here.
We can't go one step further and fry this?
So it's a jalapeno popper with a taki, but will you lose the crunch though if you deep fry the taki in the oil? See, these are all the problems that I have during the pandemic.
I see what you're saying.
People ask me how I'm doing, and I'm like, I gotta figure out how to eat this jalapeno.
I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well. That's how I'm doing. I'm not doing well.
The other part in this recipe is, do I keep the seeds in? Because the seeds in a jalapeno is what keeps it like hot.
Yeah, but listen, that's a weird question because I know you like seed.
I like my seed in.
I know you like your seed in.
You're
grateful for seed.
I like to be seated in deep, all up in my Takis.
Oh, we go deep and we don't get no seed. Listen.
I'm excited about my Takis, and that is really, other than talking to you today, this is really my only excitement. So,
well, the thing is, the election is, not to transition weird, but we were talking about, you said like the pandemic, these are your problems, but the election is coming to an end. The election is coming to an end. And, people keep saying like, because we are surrounded with people who are like-minded for the most part. People keep saying like, it's going to be fine. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants him in office anymore. But remember, people got complacent in the last election and were like, we're good. But we were good in the sense that, he didn't win the popular vote. The Electoral College voted a certain way. And, oh my gosh, do we have 4 more years of this?
I don't know.
Honestly, we have 15 days to find out.
Yeah, well, we'll find out the week this airs. Really, I'm leaving actually on the 4th, the day after the election, to Puerto Vallarta, just to like. I have some friends that live there, and my doctor where I get my fillers and my what's it called, Botox is there. I just need to get out of town, and I feel safe with going on a flight for 3 hours rather than a 6-hour flight across country. It seems like flying is okay these days, but it's close enough. It's cheap enough. I was able to use whatever's left of my miles because I think at this point, since we've done no travel at all this year, whatever miles I have is like has depleted or diminished. I don't know. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm going to go figure it out for 2 weeks in Mexico and see what happens here in America. I'm concerned because I see a lot of propaganda online of the good boys all waiting for Trump to give them the signal for a civil war, and I that could happen. Shit is happening all over the world. I'm looking at things that are happening in Nigeria. I'm looking at things that are happening in Bolivia, and I'm just like, man, the world is fucked up. And I'm gonna check out what happens in America for at least 2 weeks in Puerto Vallarta, and I'm just gonna sit there and see what happens because who knows what can happen.
I think it's actually pronounced Puerto Vallarta. Actually, you're
well.
Vallarta.
There's
two L's.
I'm just trying to be like the local newscasters here because in Southern California you don't fuck around. If you've got a Latinx, Hispanic, Chicano last name, you better pronounce it correctly. If you are the weather girl or if you are a news reporter, you'd be like, what if you're
a weather beaten hoochie bitch?
Then you would be like, hi, I'm weather beaten hoochie bitch, and my name is Delta Villarreal. Not Villarreal.
Villarreal. Fucking stupid.
You look stunned, girl. I keep thinking that I'm gonna get in drag again for these things, but then it's the pandemic.
It's the pandemic. Yeah, it's the pandemic that keeps you where you are. Well, listen. I mean, the pandemic is what keeps me like this because I have, people have, we've talked about OnlyFans and everything is online content. And so I'm just figuring out a way where I can, sort of parlay this luxuriating into something more. Like, I've been spraying my perfume on myself, but it really just hits the wall. And I don't know. Can't I be some sort of ambassador from a sofa? I feel like I could. I feel like somebody out there wants me to, I don't know, eat their charcuterie board and be like, ooh, this is how you do it. I love your item. I love your, come on. Like, I'm verbose.
I love these words: verbose, charcuterie, parlay, and luxuriating. All of those.
Those are my when I used to be on dating apps. Those are the words that I would put in my description.
Verbose at the top.
Charcuterie. That's actually my name. Is Charlotte Couterie.
Meats and cheeses, darling.
Yeah, Charlotte Couture. Well, we are going to take a little break, and we will be right back with Very Vouch.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, everybody needs a website. Otherwise, you're just out there making your business happen with what? Word of mouth? No, ma'am. If you've got a passion project that you're starting, if you want to start making drag watches that are purely ornamental, made for the sole purpose of a queen touching her wrist during lip sync when the song lyrics say, time. That idea is brilliant and needs a website. This is why you need Squarespace, because Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain. Showcase your offerings with a professional website, then you can grow your brand and get paid all in one place. Plus, they have integrated SEO tools, which means search engine optimization, I think, so you can show up more often on search engines. And their Blueprint AI design tool, which can get a fully custom website built in just a few steps if you want to do the whole AI thing. Plus, you can connect your socials, set up easy ways for your customers to buy your products, and even schedule appointments with you. It's all right there on Squarespace. I've scaled a number of businesses in my time, and they have all needed websites because websites just legitimize you, And Squarespace is a great spot for a creative person like me who needs to make a website and has great ideas but doesn't necessarily know the HTML, QRL, TMV of it all, Because I'm not an IT whiz at all. But Squarespace makes it easy for me to select what I want and then put out a wonderful website. And it could be the same for you. you need to check out squarespace.com/drag for a free trial. And then when you're ready to launch, just use the offer code DRAG to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain, which is kind of the same thing. Squarespace.com/drag.
Chime is changing the way people bank. They offer the most rewarding, fee-free banking, and it's built just for you.
I don't want to interrupt here, but I want to chime in. They're not like traditional old banks that charge you overdraft and monthly fees. Plus, they have thousands of fee-free ATMs. There's nothing more frustrating than added fees when you're just trying to access your own money.
Exactly. So with Chime, you are not just switching banks, you are upgrading to America's #1 choice for banking with a Chime checking account.
And how about some of these benefits? All benefits here, honey. Get 5% cash back on a Chime card in a category of your choice, like gas or groceries. And you get savings that grow faster with 3.75 APY. That's 9 times higher than the national average.
And don't forget, they also have Spot Me, which lets you overdraft up to $200 fee-free.
We all need to be proactive in our own finances and understand what our money's doing, and banking can be confusing. There's so many hidden fees and policies that are different at each bank, so you have to look out for you, and with Chime you could do that.
Yes, God, and don't just settle. Find what works for you and get the perks and benefits that are beneficial to your life. Check out Chime.
Honey, I did. I'm a Chime user, and Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today.
Head to chime.com/drag. That is chime.com/drag. It only takes a few minutes to sign up.
Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services provided for MyPay and Chime Card provided by Chime Bank Partners. Optional products and services may have fees or charges. Stated annual percentage yield and cashback for Chime Prime only. No minimum balance required.
Checking account ranking based on a J.D. Power survey published October 20th, 2025. For more information on APY rates, MyPay, SpotMe, and travel perks, go to chime.com/disclosures.
Okay, so I know it's November and it's fall officially. It's fall. And I know that people call it sweater weather, but I call it more leather weather because I don't really have that. I don't really have that many sweaters. I've been cleaning my apartment and like reorganizing, and I don't really have that many sweaters. How weird. I have hoodies. I have sweatshirts, but I don't have like a lot of sweaters. Like I think sweaters is going to be my new shopping thing during this winter and fall.
Well, you are a leather person, for sure.
I like leather. I love leather. I have an entire closet just dedicated to just all leather. I'm looking at it right now because it's right there.
And you like jackets a lot.
I do. I love leather jackets. I love motorcycle jackets. So I'm in leather weather right now. I'm in leather weather.
I do love sweaters, and I love sort of like kind of dad sweaters. Like I talked about my favorite,
like
color
a Cosby, like a Bill Cosby sweater.
No, not there, but I really
Mr. Rogers.
Maybe, yes, I do have some of those. I really like these sweaters that maybe are very dated, but they're like sort of almost like a cowl, and the collar kind of lifts up a bit. Right? I like that, but I also love like something sweatery and poncho-y. Like I love that.
Oh, I got lots of ponchos. I got ponchos. I got hoodies, but I don't have like a lot. Like I maybe have like probably about like 10 good sweaters that I like.
That's a lot of sweaters.
Is that?
Isn't it?
Have you been to my apartment recently?
No.
10 sweaters does not make sense for me. I need like 30.
Well, then you've got 20 more to go. I mean,
here I go.
Are you going to go to? Do you miss going to Jet Rag and going to that, like, what was it, like the Sunday sidewalk sale? Do you remember that?
Oh yes,
right.
Yeah, it's a sale where they would just kind of just put a pile of clothes,
tons,
and then you basically just jump in. You grab, and it was always me and a few local people, but a lot of Japanese kids there because they would get the good stuff, and they were small and quick and nimble and polite at the same time. And but they were also grabbing. We were all grabbing.
Right.
We were getting what we wanted out of it. I miss that so much. Yeah. I need that. I need that.
You need a. Well, listen, we have a couple of letters to read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going right to it. Okay.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
the first letter says, "Hello, ladies."
Letters.
Oh, Delta, thank you for mentioning the good time you had at the DC Eagle when we hosted you for Valentine's Day 2019. I was happy to finally be able to make that happen. Sadly, the DC Eagle has announced it will not be reopening soon after the pandemic began, and the business is currently going into bankruptcy proceedings.
Oh my God.
The building in question has been sold, but yes, it does have a long history, initially being built as a sausage factory in the early 1900s. This is the place I was telling you that I thought was haunted because it was like I called it a butcher, but it was a sausage factory. The name
How
of the
authentic for an eagle to be a former sausage factory.
Right.
Because
It's still a sausage factory.
All eagles are.
Yeah. The name of the DC Eagle trademark website and all social media accounts are on the auction block through November 12th. So maybe someone will buy it and give the business a new life. Nonetheless, I look forward to bringing you back to DC on the other side of the pandemic. It was a joy hosting you. Miguel, former promotions manager at the DC Eagle. Well, that's a very sweet letter because I did, in fact, have a good time. But this is relating to what we were talking about with the haunted places. Right. And but this is interesting because we've also been talking about how many things have turned into online content and how hard it's been for businesses to reopen in the pandemic, not just because everything has to take place outside, but because that outside also is a limited capacity. And while this is happening in the middle of the summer, many places like here in Southern California, we've spent the last few months at close to 100 degrees, if not, a few degrees over or under. And people are just not wanting to go out and dine in that kind of heat when there's not air, when what we're used to. So it's becoming used to something new. But to hear something like this, an institution that many queer people have looked forward to for socializing as well as entertainment. This is so sad to hear. We've heard of, again, play here in LA, a couple of places. It's just
Rage.
so sad.
Rage is closed. Flaming Saddles here in LA. And now what breaks my heart the hardest is the Gold Coast has closed.
Yes.
That to me, like, when you see online and everyone's like, oh, it's the end of an era, this diner closed or this deli closed or this club closed. For me personally, La Jolla Street, which is the street that I used to live on, Vaseline Alley, Circus of Books is gone now, which has been reopened by Chichi LaRue as its own separate thing, but still keeps the integrity of the building and the spot that it's at. But the closing of the Gold Coast breaks my heart because even after I moved out of West Hollywood and while I lived in West Hollywood, it was one of the few places where I knew that I would be able to just sit my ass down on a bar stool, have conversations with people who are within my age group or even older, so much older that we used to joke about it and call it the Old Coast, the Mold Coast, the Troll Coast, It was the bar where the older, the older, more mature people who just wanted to sit down and have a drink and conversation would go to. And my heart is completely broken that it is gone. And now I'm just going to continue drinking at home as I normally do.
Well, what you're saying is true. I mean, we talked about, I think I was talking about the idea that, when we drive down Santa Monica Boulevard, for instance, not that we've done it anytime recently because we've all been home, but when you do that, you can just remember, it's like the ghosts of the past where you're like, oh, remember when we used to go to French Market, or remember when we used to, over here is where the Del Taco was, and Lola used to work at Del Taco across the street from Circus. And, you think of all these places and you're like, the people that are here are making new memories and having a good time, but you think, wow, the ghosts are here. Like I can still hear the music that was on, Power 106 at the time, or the music that was on like Kiss FM, getting off the freeway going, oh, I'm going to the club and I look good and I feel good. And it's like those memories are so gone. It's such a weird feeling. And now with this pandemic, the idea that not only are businesses closing because they're like, we're just ready to wrap it up. they're forced to wrap it up. It's not even something where they're like, I want to try something new. They have to try something new.
Yeah,
There's nothing left.
It's tragic. I'm gonna miss a lot of these places. I miss, I grew up in the Cheers generation of where, the idea to me of going into a bar was where everybody knew your name, where you walked in and everyone's like, hey, Raja, your usual, and they'd pour the drink, and they'd, the Coke dealer would come up and be like, hey, I got some good, and then you go to the, whatever, it's whatever. None of that will be the same after this is all over. And I hope that we get some swift and some results, because there's we're holding on. We are holding on. Today is Day of the Dead. November 2nd is the end of Day of the Dead, which is kind of begins in Halloween. And I guess this will sort of help us lead us into the next part of our conversation. I really, when we were texting each other about what we were going to talk about, this to me was very important, because this year significantly we've lost a lot of people. And if you don't understand what Day of the Dead is, or in Mexico, they call it Dia de los Muertos. It's just a time to respect the dead. It isn't macabre. It isn't scary. It isn't spooky. It isn't about zombies, but mostly it is about honoring the people that have left us. And I can list a few that people would recognize immediately. People like Lady Red Couture of Hey Queen TV. We've lost Chi Devane, which is very tragic. Very young, talented performer this year. For us, each other, we lost a very good friend of ours, Simone Simmons, who, how did that happen? That just happened so rapidly. And, is it because we're getting older that people are dying more, and we have this different appreciation? I'm just,
it's funny you say that, because this year we've heard a lot about a lot of tragic deaths, of course, but a lot of tragic deaths of Black trans women. And when you hear about someone passing from a medical issue or something, sometimes because of this year, such a not that this is the only year that Black trans women have been dying, because they've been dying left and right, and and people in power don't seem to care. But when I think of something like this, I also think of like the significance of how many Black people and or people of color and queer people are dying. Not just from something tragic, not being maimed, but by something medical. And are these people also falling to the wayside? Are we falling to the wayside also because not having the same access to medical care? Is that not also a crime? Is that not also the same? It's not the same, but is that not also significant that Simone was not the victim of a violent crime, but Simone maybe did not have the same access. Lady Red Couture, Chi Devane, these are all people that are significant and had stories to tell and did story. And, I could go on and on and on about my experiences with Chi and the platform that Lady Red helped create, a place where I personally was able to share stories about things that happened in my drag career that I would not have had in anybody else's outlet. That was the only outlet. And Chi, I worked with Chi we did AIDS Walk. We did the after show for AIDS Walk several years in LA and in San Francisco. Simone, the first person to ever give me a styled wig. The first person ever.
She gave you a big Ross, girl. She loved a big full Ross. There was no one who was more obsessed with dolls and wigs than Simone, honey.
And that's the thing. The things that we learn about these people. Simone was a doll maker. Simone was a wig maker. Simone, Chi was just these things that these people.
Simone was making units before they were even referred to as units.
Right. I just think when we talk about people being marginalized and we talk about the loss of so many people, especially these three people of color, these three Black folks, men and women, queer people, their lives mattered and their stories mattered and are part of this quilt. And I believe were marginalized people not because they saw themselves as victims by any means, but I believe those deaths are partly everyone's responsible for that. Everyone in power is responsible for these things that have happened.
Well, as we know, everyone knows that death is inevitable, and this is not meant to be a dark sort of episode in any way. We're just really kind of reminiscing and discussing, where our friends are, where they're at in the other realm.
Well, where are you?
Right
what
now?
What realm are you in?
Right now, TBH, girl, I got my Takis. I'm talking to you, my friend. I got some wine. I'm in heaven. So,
do you know that? Can I be honest with you about something
in heaven?
Something that I should have told you earlier that I didn't tell you, and I think I'm going to get some heat for. But
well,
I've never ever. You're going to be mad. I've never ever eaten a Taki in my whole life. I promise you, I have not. I've eaten a shit ton of chips. I've eaten a lot of chips. I've never eaten Takis. I know what they are, but I've never eaten them in my whole life. Because
how I would describe it is it's like a Frito,
which is my favorite.
Okay, so it's a Frito, but it's just shaped differently, and then they have the variety of flavors that a Dorito would have.
Okay. So then I'll just have Doritos.
No. Then you'd have to have, if you have a Taki, you have a Dorito and a Frito together. You get the texture of a Frito.
Oh, I'm
how
Fritos.
Fritos are kind of thick, and a Dorito is kind of thin, and it's thin and crispy. Whereas a Taki has a bit more of an al dente bite to it. It's just like it's a little tougher, and it's loaded with some sort of powdered flavoring that just makes all the magic.
Well, my go-to chips at the liquor store would be plain Fritos or chili cheese Fritos, or back in the day they had ranch Fritos. But I also like Munchos. Remember Munchos?
Oh, that has everything in it. It has a pretzel.
No, not those. Not the munchy mix.
Not munchies.
Munchos, the fried potato-y thing. But I also love Bugles. Do you remember Bugles?
It's kind of like a bugle.
Okay,
it really
then I'm
is
on
a
board.
bugle. It's a bugle. That's
I'm on
what
board.
it is. It's a bugle, but like the flavors.
With the flavors?
With the flavors. But when they roll it around in the flavors, it's what makes it the Taki.
Well, with that, I mean, I guess we'll take a little break, and I will maybe go to. There is a liquor store by my apartment, so maybe I'll go get some Takis. But we will be right back.
Yes, we will.
So you're running out of closet space. The good news? You don't need to stop shopping. You just need to start selling with The RealReal. The RealReal is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. Whether it's that mini bag that can't even fit your phone or those boots you never fully broke in, The RealReal handles everything from photography and copywriting to shipping and pricing. So you can just sit back, get paid, and make room for things that actually feel like you. And with 10,000 plus new arrivals every single day from top designers like Prada, Celine, Louis Vuitton, and Loewe, all for up to 90% off retail, you're bound to find something perfectly on brand to fill that extra closet space with. Plus, this May only, you can get an extra $200 to shop when you sell for the first time. Make room for what feels like you. Go to therealreal.com to start selling and get your extra $200 to keep shopping at therealreal.com. That's therealreal.com. Terms apply.
Well, we are back. I did not get any Takis, but we are back. And we have another picture that was submitted. And it's for our seesaw theme, which, again, maybe I shouldn't say again, maybe for the first time. We say seesaw theme because we are talking about, we use that term and that enunciation specifically with an endearment because we both come from families where that type of enunciation is spoken. We've been raised around that. So if anyone is offended, so sorry that you're offended, but you're not privy
Kiss
to
it.
specifically where we were raised
Kiss
or
it.
who was
Yeah.
raised us. You're talking
Precisely.
you're talking to a 44-year-old Chicano man,
46 over here, Asian. Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
tell me what I know and where I've been. Don't tell me. So everyone,
because I know
calm
where
down.
I've been.
Because I see something.
And I know where I've been. All right, so this picture, God, the thing is, like, I need this. I would still wear this, actually.
I would still wear that if I could fit into it. Hold on, let me look at this closer.
Oh, this my green top. You definitely fit into it now.
Yeah, that green top is definitely my like outfit choice that I would wear. But that pink dress that I'm wearing is actually probably in the trash somewhere. There was a point in my life where something like that looked nice on me, and it was simple enough, and it was its own statement, and that is obviously it's another photo of us at Rage, which was outrageous. And who's that? Sonique and Chad?
Gorgeous. That's gorgeous Sonique and gorgeous Chad. And
Gorgeous.
I mean, I don't remember what year it is, but you would be able to know what year this is based on your hair, because
I know, which makes me like, I saw this picture online, somebody had put it up, and I was like, God, I miss having short hair, and I'm ready for it. That's why I've got these like little buns in my hair, because this is the last time I'm gonna be able to do these buns.
Oh, you're sectioning your hair for a haircut?
I'm pretty much. I need to get rid of the hair. I'm tired of it. I'm not one to kind of hang on to a signature look, you know?
You know, we could do actually a full, like a chapter, of whether it's in a book or in a video, and we could copy. Do you ever watch Law and Order Special Victims Unit?
Absolutely not.
So
all of my exes, all of those shows, that and Gung Gung, what's that show?
Law and Order.
Is that Law and Order? What's the
there's
other
different.
one?
There's different. It's a franchise. So there's Law and Order. Law and
Okay,
Order
but there's
Special
another one.
Victims
There's
Unit,
the
Criminal Intent,
NCIS, and I don't know. I'm not as fascinated by it, but yeah, I guess.
Well, what I'm
saying?
getting at, what I'm getting
Get
at,
to it,
is that they like to have marathons that they theme around their episodes. So they have one that is, it's called Locks and Loaded, and it's the hairstyles of Mariska Hargitay. I kid you not. So we should do the Raja Locks and Loaded.
Please.
And this would, you know,
Mariska Hargitay. That is the best drag name in the world.
We have the same birthday. You know, her mother is Jane Mansfield. Mariska Hargitay's mother is Jane Mansfield, and Mickey Hargitay. Yeah,
God, I can't. Birthday. I just can't wrap my head around that.
Well, it is. If you look at her face, she totally looks like Jane Mansfield.
I guess
looks like
so.
Her mother.
Yeah. I just really.
Yeah, but this picture. I mean, I'm telling you, I can remember this wig that Chad is wearing. Everyone at the time had this wig. Well, you didn't, because you were. I think you were the only one in Dreamgirls at the time that had a lace front, because you had a Wigs by Vanity before anybody in Dreamgirls had a Wigs by Vanity. But we used to wear these by Magic Touch, and they were called the Princess. And it was the wig. It was that like 1-inch barrel wave, and then this Nancy O'Dell kind of thing. And then, of course, Sonique. Sonique stays gorgeous, of course. Always. So sexy.
She's just consistently just gorge.
Well, there's something so innocent about Sonique that I love. Like, she's provocative and she's evocative, but she is there's an innocence about her where she kind of knows what you're looking at, you know, and I like that. She has a power about her that I really, really love.
Absolutely.
Actually, this wig that I'm wearing here, I used to love this wig for a minute, and I question the proportion storyline now, but I love this wig, and I remember I wore it when we did the Heathers release of Lady Marmalade across the street from the Abbey that used to be the Factory, but I don't know what it was at the time. And I lost that wig there. That night I lost that wig. Maybe good riddance.
Can I tell you, I have lost at least 2 to 3 wigs at the Factory. Is that place still open? Oh my God.
Well, the building I think still exists, but I always feel like everything in that area, when it's no longer a nightclub or it's no longer a space you once knew, it somehow becomes an interior decoration store. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, this is now tiles. We sell tiles here. Or we sell
I'm done
sofas.
with you.
That's what it is. That's
Oh
what
my
it is.
God, it is so fucking true. But there's also on that same block, there's also the Christian Louboutin store. There's Maxfield. There's Chrome Hearts. There's also a lot of high end things there as well.
Well, let's really zoom in on this picture, and we need to talk about something. Let's talk about everybody's shoes in this picture. I don't know if you can see. Chad has on the ankle zip, like the booty, the booty that's it's a high heel, but it's a booty with the open toe and the potato foot.
I'm fine. That is my shoe of choice. Now. I would be so happy.
So Nick has on the patent leather Mary Jane high heel.
Uh-huh.
I clearly have on the plus calf fall boot from, this is probably a Torrid fall boot with the comfortable, this is probably a comfortable 4-inch heel with the gusset in the back of elastic.
Gusset.
The gusset. But I quite like that boot, actually. I feel like if you're going to wear something black like that, you can, as long as you've elongated as much as you can. It's about your proportion storyline, I think.
I know what exact shoe, because you can't see the shoe because that dress that I'm wearing hit that length where it covers the shoe.
Do you have the clears
I know
on?
Mine's a clear. It is a clear. I know it's a clear. There would be nothing else I would wear because that is a closing number. We're all together on stage, which means we were doing every man to his own individual taste. We say, but we don't want to stand here and waste away. Yep, so that's the last number, meaning that I had all the cocktails.
Right.
And the clears are my go-to as comfort, stability, and also height. And
now,
presence.
did your heel ever get caught in one of the those how those boxes were stuck together? Not only did my heel get caught in there before, which is proof that once upon a time I wore stiletto shoes a lot, because if my heel was thin enough to get in there, that meant it was a high heel. But I remember falling off that stage completely.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
Literally, I fell off. I walked off.
I've done some dangerous things on that stage, and it was not a very stable stage. It was rickety. Remember that one year I decided for Halloween I was going to wear painters or drywall stilts?
Yes.
And I decided to try to walk upstairs in drywall stilts and do a number, which actually took me about a full yardstick above the ground.
Yes, it did.
And I had never worn them damn shoes, and so that
well, you were convinced that
I was going to do it. Yeah.
It was just not going to be an issue. You were like, I got this. It's fine.
What are you doing?
Which I appreciate. Now? I like that. I like that fearlessness. I admire that about you, and it's something that we admire different things about one another, but the fearlessness that I
could never do it again.
But you did it at one point. You did it at one point.
Yeah, I could never do it now.
You know who I always think about, like Morgan. Morgan's one of those people that we're close friends, and I admire her fearlessness when she performs. Like, she's never, I'm an old lady, so when I go somewhere to perform, I'm like, what does the stage look like? What's the dressing room like? Where do I park? What's this?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? But Morgan will show up and she'll put on whatever she wants to put on, and when she bolts out there, it's like, oh, you mean I have to descend 2 staircases in front of everyone, and they're lucite stairs? Cool. And then she's like, oh, you want me to climb a rope up? Cool. And I would you've seen me go somewhere and go, boop, I'm out. Bye. And people are like, where's she going? She's not working. Why is she not working? Because you didn't tell her what it was like.
Yeah,
and, I'm nuts.
There was this place that I performed at with Morgan in Orlando that closed many years ago called, I believe it was called Mr. Sister.
I've heard of that.
And the stage itself was a jungle gym.
Oh,
it had a pole. It had a thing you could climb down. It was a stage that you could go above the bar. And it was another thing and another level. And Morgan worked that space like a master, and I was only able to stand in one spot, do my thing, and that's about it.
Yeah, she's just like a little fire, like a cat that gets wet or something, and she's like, and she doesn't care, she's not afraid of it. and I admire that. But I admire that, like you said, when you wore the stilts. I admire. There's something about fearlessness that I don't have a fearlessness about myself. So I admire that when I see it in other people, especially when I know it's authentically them. It's authentically their thing. They're just not afraid. They're like, I'm just gonna do it. Anyway,
I love myself a Morgan wet cat moment. But we show so many pictures of Rage, and I'm going to miss that space as a space that I loved to perform at. I'm going to miss a lot of the performers too. Kiwi, speaking of Day of the Dead, sorry to bring up the dead again, but Kiwi is a person that I will definitely miss. And at this time of year especially, I just want to give some shout out and love to Kiwi.
and Hunter
and
Marilyn.
and Marilyn and the people that were part of this troupe of performers. And I was so lucky at that time in my life to be considered and included into this group of very talented performers. And some of them aren't there. And if we could possibly dedicate one episode to any of the people that we've lost this year or in the past, or the people that have uplifted us and allowed us to be the performers we are, this should be the one. And so this photo and these moments that we bring up from Rage and anything that I've done with the Dream Girls has really, really takes me there. And
I agree.
Yeah, and I miss my sisters, and I appreciate and love what they've done for us, and never forget. If I had a 40 right now, I would like tip it to the ground and let them have a sip. To all my homies out there.
Billie Jean is everywhere. We will be invincible.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we are we're at the end of it. I mean, this is the end of this episode, but
that was fast.
I know it's not the end of the fun though. I mean, we're gonna be right back with another episode. So but thank you all for listening to Vary That. We vary that with Delta and Raja, or it could be Raja but it's Delta and Raja just because my name comes first, because we know the alphabet around here.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, no, our episodes come out every Monday, so you can subscribe. We would appreciate you subscribing and rating it, because that's how people find out about our podcast. If you
tell more people about it.
Yeah.
If you just want to, there's if you're gonna be on your phone anyway, just like fucking either watch us on YouTube or just listen to it. It's a wonderful alternative to all the bullshit that's going on in the world. Just tell your friends about us, and if you're today again, I keep saying it over and over again. This is Day of the Dead. Just today, make that the day of reminding yourself of the people that are gone now, and the people that you love, and especially if you can, hug the people that you love now, or give them a call, text them, tell them that you appreciate that they are there, give them hugs from wherever you're at, and send them all good vibes.
I believe that. And also too, some of these people we mentioned, if you have photos that you've been to our shows with me and Raja, and you have pictures of me and Raja and Kiwi, or the Dream Girls, or Marilyn, or Hunter, or remember back when we used to do sassy events with Livonia, who's no longer Livonia. Any of that stuff, email us, send us a message to Delta and Raja at gmail.com, and we will get those messages, and we would love to share that stuff with everyone, because it's a lot of fun.
Yes, we love hearing from you. Send it all. Send us your comments, send us don't send suggestions. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want.
Don't tell everybody what to do.
Yeah,
suggestions, not too much.
Suggestions can suck a fart out of my asshole.
Yeah, not too much.
But love. We just want love, some memories, and just questions.
Just
anything
touch love, just a touch of love.
Just touch love, just a touch of love.
Love has been on my mind. Listen to me. All right, we'll be back on Monday. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, Sutanam Rule, Delta Work at Instagram. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Forever Dog.
Vary That is produced by Forever Dog
and Moguls of Media, aka Mom.
Hosted by Delta Work and Raja.
Music, sound design, and editing by Will Pitts.
Produced by Big Dipper.
Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey.